presentation. Um, yeah, like honestly, guys, the thing is like I said, songwriting and beat making is my forte. But the issue was when I started to do beat making and producing, I started when I was a kid and I was doing DJing, and I have a completely different process to how I begun my musical journey. To the point now that my musical journey, how I've now started and how I now work is like I just went to the studio Friday night after talking to you guys here on Zoom, and I recorded 9 songs in 5 hours. And I'm not recording music in a way where it's rushed. I'm creating music in a way that I know my songs well enough that when I record them, I don't have to take that many takes. I might uh, pause when I'm, like, recording and everything because, I do laugh at some of my own lyrics, and as my, sound recording engineer, Mike DB would tell you, I do stop to laugh at a lot of my songs. But, yeah, so that being said, I have a pretty good flow now of creativity, and I got to mentor an artist last summer for his school program. And one of the great things that we got to focus on and work on is really and truly how to make 10 songs a day. I know it sounds absolutely outlandish. It sounds crazy, but There these songs aren't 10-hour songs. These songs are literally like 2 minutes, sometimes 1 minute and 50 seconds, maybe even less sometimes, to 3 minutes and up, like, these are not long songs. So why does it always require us to, um to take so long to create? And I understand taking your time, like, now my first batch of songs, and like I've mentioned before, I have over 277 songs out to this day, and it's March 4th, 2024. So that's 277 songs released since February of 2020. And when I first started recording these songs, I was recording them on my cell phone, and I had got a Shure microphone. I will definitely show you guys my Shure microphone. And my my beats were being made on an app called Medley and Drum Pad Machine. And I'll show you guys the apps that I use. But I was doing freestyles essentially, and I was getting my footwork in for songwriting because I had not written in such a long time in a cohesive way. I was writing in a fragmented way. I was writing sparsely. I was writing in a way almost like I can put it this way to explain to you my experience as much as possible. I was basically a slave, and I would write when I could without my master seeing it at that time, if you understand what I'm saying, as a form of protection for my gift. It would not come out at that point in time when I was around people that were not safe for my gift to come out. And a lot of times in life, that's what happens. And a lot of times in life, that's the cycle of things. That's how certain things happen. Sometimes we feel like we're not creative, we don't have a creative bone in our body, and I hear so many people say that, and it's not true. Every single one of us have a creative bone in our bodies, and the best way to have a parameter for the health in your life is how creative are you being allowed to be. So, moving on. Songwriting, beat making, harmony workshops, presentation. As you can see, it's every single songwriting and beat making on March Mondays, artists, producers, and music enthusiasts. We're going to be going on about music arranging. We're going to be going on about songwriting. What we're going to do is we're also going to be talking about, look, when I started making music, people were telling me my music was too short. This is in 2020, and I produce the beat. So why am I adding a solo? That's one thing. Two, K-pop music actually started to become quite short around the time that I was releasing short music. Can't say I was the reason why, but I can say that I am highly intuitive and I know what the next trend of music is always going to be. I know what the next trend of creativity is always going to be because why? I am a musicologist. I have been studying music and I've been studying playlisting and doing so much stuff with music. And I'm going to show you in this presentation why I go about the music the way that I do and how I've gone about music the way that I have and why I can create the way that I have because I have studied music. I have become a musicologist and it's true. You know, so we have a whole different energy over here when it comes down to it. So, all right, what are we covering today in session one? Well, so what we use to create music on the go, tried and true methods. Like I said, I have ways that I make music on the phone. I'm going to just throw an example out there. I remember when I was in Atlanta one time and we were sitting down and having lunch, and I was with a VP from, he's a VP of A&R for the New York division of Atlantic Records. And at the time, they were paying quite a handsome sum of money for a particular group of artists to be in the studio for 3 days and record, and they did not produce a single song. As they were talking about this and having this discussion in front of me during lunch, I was on the phone and I was producing beats. I wasn't really paying attention to them. I am very neurodivergent and I am very focused on what I'm creating. So at that time, I was making music on my phone. I actually made 3 songs while we were having lunch on my phone. And like I actually posted a clip on my Instagram where it was Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I do believe, I don't want to be rude and say the wrong name, but I do believe that is it. And they did speak about the fact in 2016, 2015 that they were shown how to make music on an iPad, and they said is the next big thing since ice cream and cake. Okay. Like these are people that have been making music forever. When I first started making music on my phone, people were telling me that it doesn't work that way. It's not going to sound right. You can't engineer, you can't mix it and everything like that. And that is just not true. I'm going to show you some of the apps that I use to mix and master music as well. The quality sound is always going to be different, and that's not because of the phone itself. The phone is just simply an interface, and in music we call that a DAWs. So that is your workstation, right? So literally the phone is just a DAWs at the end of the day. And what it is sorry, I have some noise in the background. I have to catch my thought. But what it is you can make music on your phone and it can sound messed up because you don't have a good quality microphone. So these are like tools that you need to do. You have need to have a very strong headset so that your headset can tell you if what you're inputting and what you're hearing and what your your overall sound is proper, and also that the frequencies aren't scratching or anything like that. Something that's also very important is when you're making on your phone, you don't have any like limiters like that. You can get limiters to add to your phone, but when I say limiters, I'm talking about if I am making a beat on my phone, I could go ahead and go bass crazy, and I don't have any limiters to tell me if I'm doing too much. All I have is my headphones to tell me if it's a little scratchy or not. So there are different things that you have to do and certain tools that you can use in order to make music on your phone, but it is possible. It is possible to make music on the go, and it is possible to make music in a way that you do not have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars. Right now, I'm in a phase of my career where I am going into the studio and I'm paying a lot of money to go to the studio on a regular basis to record. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I recorded 250 songs on my own. Okay, 250 songs on my own. I was ready for the next level of my music. How much more am I expected to do by myself? Right? How much more? Because I could keep recording music and keep recording to myself, but then I'm going to be in the thousands. And then that conversation of oversaturation that we have might actually be plausible at that point in time. But so I digress. Now, the next topic that we're going to cover is playlisting elevates your musicology. Like I said, proving that discipline can start in unorthodox ways. So my thing is it is amazing to be creating music. It's amazing to learn how to make music. And it's going to be coming into the same wave of when I start talking about my AI on Wednesdays, when I talk about doing press releases and EPKs, all of these mediums, they involve input. Input is the most important thing. And by input, I mean, what are you digesting? So, music wise, what are you digesting? For years, I was playlisting and learning other people's music. And I'm talking every single genre, thousands and thousands of songs. I was just digesting it, curating it, and playlisting it. But I was doing it in a way that trained me for music today. So, again, when we get to that part, you're going to see what I mean. Okay. So, and then next we're going to go into the fifth house of creativity. Last time I went in and I gave you guys my bio. When I go back and I start like editing these videos and everything, I piece everything together, I piece the clips together, you'll get my bio there. I don't really feel like I really got to go over my bio too much. I'm Amethyst Maris, Misko Mikizi, as we say, like in Ojibwe, that would be Misko Mikizi in the Gu. Amethyst Amaris Indigenous Cause, and I am from the Migizi Indudem. That means I am from the Eagle Clan. Okay, and I come from Treaty 1, which, is Winnipeg. So amazing, right? So next, and then we'll cover what we're going to be doing next on the workshop for next week. Not what we're going to cover on Wednesday, but what we're going to cover for the March Mondays workshop. Okay. It's a pretty loud party over here. But okay, so Harmony Workshops, Qualia, overall Harmony Workshops, certificates, graduates of Harmony Workshops, Qualia gain affiliate sales access to 10 of the Fifth House of Creativity Inc.'s top grossing products, the certificate upon cohort completion degrees for each level. So the thing is this is going to be pretty flexible, but this is what we are creating is a way for financial freedom through my art, through my products, through my merch, all the things. I'm trying to. Yep. Okay. You can also take this chair as well. No problem. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm at the public library. So and so yeah, this is a way to like develop the financial freedom for people. And these products that I'm going to be referring to, these products are going to be a couple $100. And I'm going to be giving a royalty for each product. And it's going to be affiliate marketing. So each time a person sells one of my products, they get a royalty off of that product. And it's not going to be a small percentage. This is to really develop some of the future programs that I have coming. And some of those future programs involve reforestation, work in the cannabis field, and also land back where I will be working on ancestral land and also teaching people also how to access their ancestral land. So moving on. So I love the graphics that I made for this. Beat making on your phone tools. Okay. Medley, like I mentioned before, Medley is an amazing app. And I started using Medley in 2020 when I first started making it. It apparently was developed in 2011 by two individuals that come from Kitchener, Ontario, ironically. And what's really, really amazing is when I first started using this app, people were just using it to develop ringtones. And one time I was having a problem with the app and I messaged them, and the vice president himself reached out to me because I had wrote to him. I said, if I can't fix this beat that's in the cloud, I'll just scratch it. Never mind. And he said to me, he emailed me back and he said to me, actually, this sounds really good. And no one's ever used our app in this way. Could you please continue and finish what you were creating? Service. The app is evolving into something more over the last few years that I've been using it myself. Other people are not using it for music. I've been showing it to everybody. So I don't know if I can take all the credit. I just think that it is the time that we are in. People are looking for more accessible ways to create. So, okay, the next one that I use is SoundLab. Now, SoundLab is an incredible app. You can use it to record your music. You can use it to mix. You can use it to master. You can use it to add ripped audio. You can make beats with it. Not necessarily like beats in the way that you're thinking, like a drum pad, but beats in a way that you're cutting clips and mixing those clips, essentially like a DJ in form of producing instead. That's SoundLab, and again, you can mix with this app, and it does have a higher tier where you pay for it, and it's an incredible app. I made my entire album musicologist with this particular app, and it was my one project that I can say I made fully on on the cell phone, and it was very very clean, very clean quality and everything like that. Again, like when you're working with a cell phone, you try your best to get the quality as good as possible, but sometimes you just have to kind of distort it and make it lo-fi to make it work. Overtune is another app. I've been using this to make my beats for the last 2 years. They have kind of changed a little bit and they've evolved in a different way. So it's not the same app that I used to use, but it's still a very great app. And they've kind of evolved in a way where now you can get master recording. It does connect to Oddly, I believe. Um, but it is a really good app too, and they're always updating their beat packs. They normally update it every week. Sometimes you can go a little bit longer without the beat packs updating. And if you're like me, I've used all of the beat packs, and there's over 100 beat packs on it, but I've used all of them. So I'm always like messaging them, when's the new stuff coming out? SoundCloud. Now this it's kind of confusing because people will be like, okay, well, SoundCloud, how do I make music on SoundCloud? So Medley actually uploads to SoundCloud, and a lot of these other apps upload to SoundCloud, and they have a partnership with it. SoundCloud is more so for distributing your beats, for getting your music out there on a easier scale, a easier distribution that you can get paid for. It is just a really helpful tool, also for getting feedback. It's a really good tool, not necessarily for the creation of music. You can master on it, and that's why I do put it into the creation of making music and beat making because you can master it. Um, Moving along, the next one is Dolby on record, audio, and video. So this is a little unknown one that I use to mix certain songs, to adjust certain songs, but also to rip the audio off of video and to add audio to video. So really good app. It is the Dolby app. You can actually save your stuff in like a kind of like a what's it called? A spatial audio. The I think it's M4A, the level that it's at. Okay, I was talking about playlisting. So here we go. I released over 100 curated playlists of other people's music, not repeating a single song before I even started producing my own projects. I would paint and listen and curate. I was studying while developing the discipline to release a full body of work each week with a playlist album cover and attached media articles and distribution, even though it wasn't my music yet. This discipline was strategic. Now, I say that to say this. I was releasing playlists each week and I was writing an article about it. I was tagging each of the artists. I was doing all the correct steps to make sure that I wrote an article that also helped the artist. I complimented their music. I put a lot into it, and I was developing my skills as a copywriter. One, I was creating an album cover for these playlists. I have a friend, Seven Thomas, in about 2015 or so. I was showing him my playlist and how I was obsessively making playlists. And one of the things that he said to me was, you should be a curator. That time, being a curator is completely unheard of. Okay. I want you guys to like just do your research, look back at it. This was unheard of at the time. I started playlisting and I couldn't find a way to make money off of it. So what I did was I reached out to Apple Music, which I was first making my playlist on, and they did not have an agreement to pay me in that way unless I was hired privately by them. And it didn't work out that way. So what I instead did was I got an affiliate link with Apple Music. So then I would put the playlist, and also I would then there are programs that you can use to merge your playlist onto all streaming platforms. So I was putting it on Tidal, I was putting it on SoundCloud, I was making separate playlists on SoundCloud actually, and then I was putting them on YouTube, I was putting them on Spotify and also Apple. So then I would create affiliate links and I would put it onto my website, put it onto the articles, and that way I would still get paid. That's one way to do it. That developed another discipline because I had to learn how to distribute this music. It was not my own music, so I'm not distributing it in the other way, the conventional way of somebody that would be releasing the music to go ahead and distribute an album, but it was still a similar process enough that it gave me discipline to be releasing music every 2 weeks as I started doing the first year that I started releasing music. So you can start your dreams in different strides and unusual strides. Hold on, let me say that again. You can start your dreams in different and unusual strides. There we go. Cultivate your own lane. It's not about duplicating other people's sounds when you allow other people's music in. It's about complementing the energy. Each playlist incorporated something new, something old, something new, something rhythm and blues. And that was my slogan. Whenever I would make a playlist, it was something old, something new, something rhythm and blues. I'm going to actually be using that same formula. I use that same formula for my own music. I use that same formula for what we're doing here. I'm going to use that same formula for my variety show called Amethyst List that will be coming up. Um, and we will be like launching very, very soon. Another slogan that I used when I was releasing my playlist, and it was a term that I also coined, is everything is methodically and melodically placed. I coined the term shuffle friendly and took that essence and produced it into my very own music. So, when I did this, the issue was that, say, for example, when you're doing a playlist, you could very well go ahead and be uh, putting a song of Nirvana, super great music, and then the next might end up being like Bun B, and it ends up clashing, right? But I was developing playlists in a way that you could put it on shuffle and it wasn't jarring. It wasn't like, oh my God, what is this? Was this all the music blended together? It was methodically and melodically placed. I do that with my music now. I do that with my productions now. Okay. So now what I also wanted to do was I want to show you guys. I'm really grateful I got my LinkedIn back. I actually lost my LinkedIn for quite some time, but I just got it back recently, so I can actually show you guys this. So music archaeology is the new wave. Okay, I'm going to show you this article. I'm going to let that load. And another one as well, how to get top DJs to play your music, 6 reasons why music creation is the future. And then as you can see here at the bottom, it says deliver creator amethyst list. Here we go. Let's kind of exit this here. Let's open this up. And I'm going to open up this other one, but I just want to show you these articles and yeah, let's close that down there. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys these articles, but because I really, it's so funny because I do feel like a lot of times what ends up happening is a lot of information is just put out there and people don't have answers for things. They don't know how things got started or anything like that. But I'm here today to tell you how this got started. Now look at the year. November 25th, 2017, I wrote 6 reasons why music creation is the future. I just really, I've been doing this for such a long time, and I want to use these workshops as an opportunity to kind of show you how long we've been doing it and how long what we've been doing is the thing that everybody is doing now. And um, because we've been doing it so long and so consistently, we are deeply rooted, extremely deeply rooted. That means that when you are deeply rooted, for example, if you look at the Sahara Desert, they are reforesting it, and how they're reforesting the Sahara Desert is because they said they're not planting any new trees. What they're doing is they're watering the roots, the root system that has been there for thousands of years. And that's why I just encourage all of us to really come together and really realize like the work that's already been done, the work that's already here, the answers are actually already here. When I tell you and I show you guys these articles that I wrote on something like LinkedIn about what we're experiencing right now, in 2017, there's a reason behind that. When I'll go into it in the future workshops as well. I've written my book, The Vibrational Cure. When the universe is manifesting in your favor. I have written particular books like The Birth of a Genre. And I want to go into these books, and I'm going to because I'm going to be starting a book club very soon. But it's basically just to kind of really teach everybody and show them like we've been on this and we want you to trust us and just come along for the journey, join us. We've been doing this for a long time. We know what we're doing, we know what we're talking about, and we can also predict the future because we already did. Okay, that's the most important thing. 6 reasons why music creation is the future. Ahead of the trend, many years ago, I can recall my friends giving me $5 for CDs I compiled with songs I downloaded off of LimeWire, and I most likely destroyed my mother's computer with viruses in the process. DJing has always been told to me to be a career choice and a natural talent. Back then, with easier technologies, it wasn't a problem to pick up, but as technology advanced, it complicated beyond me and my ability to sit down and study it. Anyone that knows me understands if I say I don't have time to study something, I'm admitting defeat. When Apple Music launched in 2015, I was already using Google Play, and at the time, it didn't have as much options as it does today. So I was instantly hooked to Apple's service. As soon as I got the subscription, I started curating playlists and got back to my love for sharing music in such a unique way. Then last year, 2016 in March, I showed one of my rather famous music producer friends, I told you guys who, my list, and he told me you need to become a curator. At that time, this was only LA jargon and something I was unfamiliar with, but I researched it and instantly decided to make it a hobby while I focused on my other crafts. Still curating my list this year, 2017, I was able to publish them and share them among my friends. Luckily, as an artist with graphic design skills, keep that in mind, I was able to make these lists with album covers now that Apple Music has launched their Apple profiles. And I want you guys to take in account they did not have Apple profiles. I accidentally hacked Apple by putting amethyst hashtag amethyst list in all my playlists. So it created a profile for me. And essentially, then Apple Music had to make profiles. And I'm not kidding about all this, and I'm not over exaggerating when I'm saying that these things are directly related. I was ready before anyone else with a large catalog and more established than most creators coming out now. Now, one of the biggest issues that I did find in the last year, all of my playlists on Apple Music are completely gone. But they had like a complete system reboot, and everybody like lost all their stuff. And but luckily, my playlists are on other streaming platforms, and also, like I said, I put these on my website, and I put which songs in which order were on which playlist, and that's why you do that. You put things on your own website so nobody can get rid of it. Keep your content on your website as well. They might kill the link and everything, but if you go ahead and you distribute to everywhere, you can figure it out to reclaim what was yours, your content. With other streaming platforms like Tidal, Google Play, Spotify, SoundCloud, and more emerging, the possibilities of success are endless, and I'm going to explain to you just how. Streams benefit the artist. In the music industry, an issue many DJs have is copyrights and being able to access playlists on a major streaming platform. If the song is on that particular service, it's yours to use. You might not be able to mix it and add your name drop yet, but see how I said that yet? Because now you can do that on Spotify. But as large as these catalogs are, you have access to so much music, your ear's resume. As a freelance A&R, this is a huge benefit to display my natural talent for picking out the next single, showing my taste and my ability to show genre range. Website traffic. Don't just make a list. We've transitioned from the information era to the content era. Write an article on your blog about your playlist. With my Amethyst list playlist, I started this method a few weeks ago, and this has been beneficial in many ways, which it still helps me to this day. People still go to my website for these playlists. I talk about the beats, the lyrics, the albums, producers, and the artists. Artists and labels love these unique reviews and will share your website. This, I am not kidding. I have built most of my connections in the music industry not by going out to events, not by painting, not by anything else other than mainly predominantly playlisting people's artists, connecting with teams, reaching out to managers to get their latest artist music playlisting. It really did help. Social media relationships. I have an advantage where the majority of artists I post on my blog and place on my list, I personally know, but for the ones I don't, the connection is built through providing them a service so they can collect streams and downloads. Another tip on your blog, always always hyperlink the social media context of who you're speaking about to help your audience become fans. Okay. Collaborating with up and coming artists. I actually live in Toronto, so I'm in a hub of creativity. So my access to new music is unfathomable. This brings the notion that I can release many artists with these playlists in a unique way that actually benefits them rather than the pirating that occurs on mixtapes. I'm very, very opposed to mixtapes. You guys will continue to see this. Again, streams and downloads make the artists and their labels money versus mixtapes and compilations do not. Okay. Releasing music among the greats. Something not normally done is placing rather new artists that are just building a fan base with well established artists that have millions of followers. So there's definitely something to this. It's the audience. It lets the audience see the matchup. It levels the playing field, and super fans are grateful to see their favorite rappers and singers valued in this light. Now, as one bonus point, there is something rather new but extremely valuable to the industry called music archaeology. There's an entire world of music forgotten and royalties going to waste with all of the emerging musicians overly saturating the market. So these songs from the past are quickly ignored. With this wave of music creation, we are able to bring back these old hits and honor the music. Read more in the article next that will be about forgotten genres and how to play an important role in everyday playlists. Okay, so that article, as you guys can see, these are some of these covers as well that I was talking about. Had my like little logo, Amethyst Art Astrology, Amethyst Amaris Art Astrology, which was a wave. Okay, um, this is from 2017, guys. I want you guys to stop playing with me and tell me I don't see the future. Actually, go over what because I was referring to music archaeology. Now, sorry for shaking the world. But so the music archaeology game has completely drastically changed. Obviously, it's 2024. So when I posted this was December 15th, 2017. And so the thing was, when I posted this, music was going through a very, 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 very difficult phase. It still is. 2015, if you like listen to any executives speak on the stage, they were the biggest pessimists in the entire world. Now, if you hear them talk, they're back in that pessimism because of all of the songwriting laws and all these things that are being passed right now. People just not getting paid fairly, and the fights with TikTok and everything like that. Like we've if you have your ears to the street in 2024, you know that Universal Records just removed their music off of TikTok. So that being said, music archaeology is the new wave. It's still the newest wave. And as social media progresses and people get into ancestry and people get into their history, people are posting more older music, people are posting more older things. This is the time that we're in, where it's not about taking new selfies every single day, but it's about who are you as a person? What is your history as a person? What do you listen to as a person? What do you feel and what do you do as a person? So that's the energy that we're in right now in 2024. So who knows? That might change soon. But here, we're going to read this article here. Okay. Last article I talked to you guys about all about music creation. So I want to take it one step further and show you something extremely valuable to every facet of the music industry today, archaeology. When you head over to your chosen streaming platform, there's an array of playlists, and most curators have their own delegated genre, which presents you with a huge variety of great music and subcategories organized by moods, daily activities, genre, popularity, and so forth. A lot of playlists are algorithm based, but in the opinion of many, it can never replace the human touch of curators. Back in the day, when you had to go to HMV or Walmart to get your CDs and cassettes, there was many discounted products with less popular music. For example, the ambient, alternative, and old school music was always much cheaper. I myself used to collect cassettes just to get music for $2. Well, now these genres, among others, are making huge comeback in today in day-to-day playlists. Ambient and international genres are being included in yoga catalogs, for example. In my previous article, I spoke about how this return of music is valuable for royalties for all parties included. I remember seeing a friend Sokan check of an album he produced back in the early 2000s with Motown. He only received $6 on this check, but this was previous to music streaming. Now, with the album's new accessibility to fans, that check has greatly increased. This also is this is also an added drop to the market for those with knowledge of music and diverse collection of vinyls, CDs, and cassettes that can help register these songs in archive and revive them, making more and more music available to all. There's also a video on this. I am going to be putting all of these into the email and information for the event page as well. Um, like we can see it where in 2020 they took Mariah Carey's glitter project and her fans went and restreamed it and went crazy with it and made it a number one. We're seeing we have like Joni Mitchell coming back and making a return right now because of TikTok and because of, you know, how streaming works. A lot of music is coming back. It is no longer where music can sit and expire on vinyl. And if it is sitting there and expiring, there's local libraries with the equipment. And I tell you guys, please, 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 if you get access to rare music and you look it up, as soon as you get rare music, look it up, see if you can find it online. If you can't find it online, figure out how to convert it. There are so many ways to convert it from vinyl, cassette, everything, VHS, convert it. You might be the only person with access to this music, and that's very, very important. Now, music art, archaeology, playlisting, all of this. I know I'm kind of going back and forth from like music, songwriting, beat making, but all these things are important factors in your beat making, in your songwriting. I'm telling you that I would not be the creative I am today, and I would not be the creator I am today if I was not the playlister and curator that I am. Okay. So 5 reasons I created Fifth House of Creativity Inc. Now we're going to kind of go into Fifth House of Creativity Inc. Next session, you're going to see, I'm going to kind of talk to you about what next session is as follows. But again, we're going to be like actually reviewing my projects. I do believe right now I have 36 projects out on all streaming platforms, and I'm not exaggerating. I am just, like I said, I'm extremely neurodivergent and I create a lot. So, you know, I create a lot. And so what I'm going to be doing for these particular workshops moving forward is I'm going to show you guys the tools. I'm going to show you guys how I make beats and stuff like that, how I songwrite. But the most important thing for us to learn is about input because it's what you digest. You're going to see a pattern. Even when on Wednesday, when I'm going to be talking about AI art, I can make the AI art that I make because I watch Faker Fortune, or I watch Art Mysteries, or I watch a lot of things involving art. I watch a lot of things that inspire me in archaeology and in also in anthropology. I study a lot of things that not even just those topics, but just the general like beauty of the world, history, foods. I study all of that, and the reason why I study all these things and I try my best, not necessarily saying I'm studying the greats. That's the phrase that they use, but I'm studying the frequency and I'm studying the bits and pieces of these things that I can then go ahead and transmute into my art, and they always do help me. Okay, so now we're going to go back to presenting this little screen right here. Let's do that. Okay. Okay, here we go. And here we go. Oh, let me do that again. That's me, guys. Fun looks so pretty. I was on set for a shoot with Duchess and Charisma. 5 reasons I created Fifth House of Creativity Inc. Ever heard of a holistic creative brand? So that is what my record label is. It's my stellium. What kind of teacher of astrology would I be if I wasn't actively implementing what my chart advises me to do? I have my fifth house in Capricorn, Aquarius, tropical, North Node in Capricorn, Neptune in Capricorn, Uranus in Capricorn, Saturn in Aquarius, and Juno in Capricorn. When I send this out to you guys, you'll be able to see that I actually put my birth chart here with it. So you guys can go ahead and look at my birth chart. We do have an astrology workshop coming up in May, I believe. We'll double check that. It could be the April workshop as well. So I love talking to ChatGPT, and that's something that we're going to go over on Wednesday when we get into AI prompting and everything. So let's ask ChatGPT what that means, because some of you guys are probably like, Stellium, what the heck is that? Okay. Stellium is when you have three or more planets in a particular house or sign in your chart. And it's basically saying to you, this is your path. This is what you're meant to do. So my stellium is in the fifth house, and the fifth house is the house of creativity, children, love, so many different things. So let's ask ChatGPT what that means. It seems like you have a strong emphasis on creativity and innovation in your astrological chart, particularly with the placement of several planets in your fifth house, which is associated with creativity, self expression, and entertainment. Capricorn and Aquarius placements suggest a blend of disciplined, practical, and unconventional approaches to your creative endeavors. Your North Node in Capricorn indicates that developing a strong sense of responsibility, ambition, and structure in your creative pursuits could lead to growth and fulfillment in this area of your life. Neptune in Capricorn may infuse your creativity with a sense of vision, imagination, and perhaps a touch of idealism, while Uranus in Capricorn might bring unexpected and innovative elements to your creative projects. Saturn in Aquarius adds a layer of uniqueness and eccentricity to your creative expression. It suggests that you may need to find unconventional ways. I don't know why it's not a full screen. Hold on. I'm just trying to make sure it's a full screen. Okay. Let me exit this so I can read it. But it has a layer of uniqueness and eccentricity to your creative expression. It suggests that you may need to find unconventional ways to manifest your creativity and may encounter challenges or restrictions that push you to think outside the box. Would you know in Capricorn there? Why is this here? Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I gotta exit this screen because I want to read more. Anyways, Capricorn, there may be a focus on committed partnerships or collaboration in your creative ventures, and you may find success through alliances with others who share your vision and goals. Naming your record label Fifth House of Creativity Inc. aligns perfectly with the themes of your astrological chart. It emphasizes your commitment to creative expression and suggests that your label may serve as a platform for fostering creativity and self-expression in others. Okay. The incorporation of ink also hints at the business aspect of your creative endeavors, indicating a structured and potentially successful venture. Okay, ChatGPT, go on now, yes. Okay. Alrighty, so here we go. We're gonna go share the screen again. So yeah, so that is literally um I just want to tell you guys that, and I'm in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing, and me creating and leading by example is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my path, and I know that my path is to foster other people in their path. Okay. So as you guys can see here, right here, this is all of my projects that are released. Like I said, I think it's like 36 or something. Yeah, I think it's like 36. Um, Again, like my first few projects, like my first 250 or so songs, not even, I could probably say my first 200 songs were done on cell phone, and then after that in the recording studio. Now, number two, for why I create my record label, creating what you wish to consume. That is the most important thing to me. Sorry if I'm like a little sniffly, but yeah, I hear all the time music, and it would affect me a lot. The music that I was listening to, the frequency of what I was listening to, what I was feeling, what I was going through, and it was um the music was kind of like running anarchy in my life, because I'm such a reflector. I'm so receptive and everything like that, and my life wasn't really my life at that point in time. And this is what it is about: creating your own music for you and your friends, creating music for you, you finding your tribe. Digesting the wrong music can really be poison. It could really be poison for you. You know, creating what you wish to consume. I created my own genre because what the hell is a genre? Why are we colonizing music? To quote the great and late Russell Brave Eagle means free yourself of your colonial apparatus. So the entire topic of genre is something I want to eliminate completely. I'm being very polite to people when I say that my genre is trap vogue, or I'm being very polite when I say my genre is black NDN music. I'm being very polite when I use those terms because I don't believe in those things. I'm just trying to translate it in a way that people will be able to understand what is going on and what they're consuming. I am trying to make the message as digestible as possible. But at the end of the day, I don't believe in genres and I don't understand why we are dividing music into these kind of like different types of categories and everything. That is a colonizer's apparatus of how we deal with music. And I for one, am not really with all of that. So, anyways, moving along. Three, it's possible for us all to create beautiful music. Okay, elitism has confused us about access and talent. Opportunity is the only difference between those who can and can't. I've really I remember I was watching an episode of like Oprah back in the day. I don't watch Oprah anymore, but one of the things that this one author, I'm trying to remember, she like wrote a book on happiness, and I really don't trust her because she said she did not listen to music. Right? There could be people in this world that don't listen to music, but music has its healing properties, it has its healing values, and I'm not going to go ahead and diminish anyone that doesn't listen to music. But for the world that does listen to music and has desires to create music and has the desires to sing, dance, do everything. Stop letting people make you think that because you don't have enough money to do it or you don't have a point of entry that you can't do it. I was treated like that this entire time, and I had a point of entry. I just kept like literally bumping into person after person that was jealous and could not fathom that I look like who I look like. I am who I am, and I'm out here creating music, that I'm writing my own stuff, that I'm making my own beats, that I'm engineering, I'm doing all these things. It upset a lot of people and upset a lot of the people that I used to work with in the music industry. I literally went from some really, really powerful relationships in the music industry when I was shopping artists. But then once I started making my own music, and again, I used to have a lot of A&Rs and managers say to me, okay, that artist is great. When are you going to start making your music? I did have that quite often. But the thing was, as soon as I started to make my own music, a lot of these people were bitter that I wasn't making it with them and that I protected it off to the side by myself. But again, when we reach a certain level of sacred success and people have a particular resistance towards that, keep an eye on those things. But like I said, honestly, opportunity is the only difference between those who can and can't. And I really, really want people to understand that because I feel like all the time people are really giving up on their gifts and their talents because they feel like everyone else is doing it and I shouldn't be doing it. Right? Okay. So moving along, that's number three. Number four, I really love these like little slides that I did, y'all. And like, okay, I'm gonna show you guys this AI guy. He's Bay. I ever find him, I'm like, that's sorry to my man, but sorry to my man, but let me redo this screen. I realized when I move my thing, it kind of like exits me in a way. Hold on, there we go. There we go. All right. When they take your music, they take your identity. Okay, so when I go back to talking about genres, and I'm kind of like channeling here because like I just really want to get this message across to you guys as well, is I was really held back from making music. And the reason why is because of the impact that my music makes. And I want you guys to realize if you feel like you're being held back from creating something, quite possibly what you're about to create is revolutionary. Simple. When they take your music, they take your identity. Music came late to me in life as a survivor of ritualistic abuse, even though I was a gifted songwriter and singer since I was little. I had to protect my art as best as I could from predators who would have wrongfully monetized my talents. Once I gained my freedom, I've been creating and it's flowed freely through me, not because I'm more special than anyone else, but because we are all artistic and gifted. We just need to be set free with opportunity. You see that word, and we live far outside of an opportunity zone. There's still a lot of people I've met that have got the opportunity, right? Sometimes you might get an opportunity, not in an opportunity zone. Living in a place like Atlanta, opportunity zone. Living in a place like New York, opportunity zone. LA, opportunity zone. But what if you live outside of these opportunity zones? What's going to happen, right? And sorry, my cam keeps going like that. But yeah, let's kind of fix that. There we go. But and number five, to empower. Okay. That's why I created this label, is to really empower. That's why I created these workshops to empower. I want you guys to leave this feeling powerful, and I want you guys to learn your own power. Okay. So next session, okay, we're going to we're going to do a review of production and songwriting of albums, singles, and EPs made by Amethyst Mares, myself, creative process. So you can make 1 to 10 songs a day. You don't even have to make more than one. But as long as you're making a song a day, like that goes for writing a word, that goes for writing a sentence, that goes for writing a verse, that goes for writing a poem, that goes for making a beat. If you do at least one of those things per day and you at least make sure that you've created in that way per day, I guarantee that you are going to start mastering a frequency of success, and then you will be able to build a momentum frequency wise to continue to create at a higher level than anyone else. So, 1 to 10 songs a day, like we do. My partner, he also creates music in a vast amount as well. I also other artists that I've worked with and I've started working with in the studio. Uh, we kind of take it from I'm trying to remember his name. Uh, 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 I can't remember his name right now, but it's like the one with the long beard. I can't remember his name. Anyways, but he's a music producer, and what he would always do is he would always be like, "Okay, next song," right? And even in one of his documentaries, the people there, the band, they're like, "We wrote a song about our mom dying," and he was like, "Okay, next song, keep it moving," and they're like, "Our mom's song," and they're crying. But no, you really do have to keep it moving. You feel it, honor it, but keep it moving, and then you'll be surprised because you're gonna have so much work at the end of the night. Like I just said, I just went to the studio this past Friday. I did 9 songs in 5 hours, 9 great songs that I'm gonna be releasing in EPs this month, and 3 EPs. And that is probably not even the best that I've done in the studio. I've recorded 12 songs in a 5-hour session, and there's a reason behind that. It's not because I'm quick, and it's not because I'm more talented. It's literally practice, practice, as Allen Iverson says. And anyways, and not just songs rushed, but very well executed music that didn't take long to make because our disciplines. Okay. It's the most important thing that I want you guys to gather from this session, of this meet is discipline. Discipline is the most important thing, and that's what's going to really help you with your beat making process and your songwriting process. Next time, we are going to get into the more creative side of things, but this time I wanted to get into how do we even get to that creative side. Okay. Okay. And that's the end of this particular uh, setup. And yep, so I'm just really, really grateful. I'm very, very happy that we were able to have this conversation today. I'm going to keep doing these workshops, building and building and building and improving. And I just wanted to like really, get into it and go over everything. And I will see you guys at the next workshop on Wednesday for AI prompting. And I will see you guys then the following Friday. We're going to keep this going. I'm going to keep dropping these. And like I said, I'm going to be releasing these things. I'm also going to be creating like workbooks and stuff like that to go with everything. So we have a lot in the works for you guys. And Chi McWitch, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming out. I am so happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Chi McWish. Have a great night.